in the dating market, learning game and personality is really only half the battle. The other half of the battle you'll be working on is making money and making status, making sure your bases are covered, so to speak, right? And this is an unpopular opinion, but it's just a fact, right? I see a lot of these dating gurus kind of teach guys to cold approach girls, and it's a little bit sad to see how the dating gurus will look at the guy and they'll say, "Oh, you just need to say the right thing. Oh, you're not saying it right when you approach her." And I literally feel the need to kind of shake the guy or even shake the dating guru and say, "Brother, you kind of need money and status to really perform in this modern dating market. You literally kind of need it, right?" And what none of these dating gurus are going to tell you is that a lot of their money and status actually helped them perform in the dating market a lot better. And what a lot of these dating gurus also won't tell you is that a lot of them fail as well, right? And of course, none of them really want to show you them video footage of them failing. Why? Because most of them have their own business of literally selling you info products. And it's not that they're looking to scam you, but it's not really in their best interest to be completely transparent with you in how the dating market works, right? Any guy who really knows how the dating market works will tell you for sure, game and personality and all that. Yeah, it's actually extremely important qualities to have, of course. But if you're entering the modern dating market and you don't really have money or status to your name, you're going to have a really bad time. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're going to do a whole lot of hundreds of cold approaches. Maybe you might get some results here and there. Was it worth it? You would have been much better off getting some money and status and then kind of putting yourself out there. And that's what a lot of dating gurus neglect to tell guys, right? And I watch a lot of them on YouTube, and I notice a lot of them don't tell guys this, right? A lot of them will tell guys, dress better, have a good bio in your dating profile, have some high quality pictures. Yes, this is all useful information that will generally improve yourself in the dating market. But if you compare the modern guy's average dating results to a guy who actually has money and status, his dating results, you'll see a night and day difference, right? And that's literally how the dating market is for men. You're either here or you're there, right? It's very rare, almost impossible to see a guy that's operating in the middle, right? The guy is either not there or he's there. You know, guys with money and status exist to women. Women notice them. Guys with no money and status, it's like they barely exist. For the most part, they borderline don't exist. And yeah, there might be some exceptions, right? Positive mindset for sure. But for the most part, if you're a man and you're entering the modern dating market with no money and status, you're in big trouble. Because I promise you, for every guy, you counting yourself, there's hundreds of guys hitting on the same girl that you're hitting on, right? That actually have money and status. So, it's just really necessary. This is like the basic necessities that you need to perform in the dating market. You can focus on game, you can focus on putting yourself out there, but if you're lacking in those two qualities, it's just not going to be that easy in a dating market. And a lot of these dating gurus are kind of doing you a disservice to kind of not telling you this information. A lot of these dating gurus say, just cold approach, bro. I promise you, these dating gurus, they might show videos of themselves getting the number. They're not going to show you what their close rate is. And that's the most important part. They're never going to show you what their close rate is because closing is actually not that easy, especially if you don't have money or status, right? So it's something to keep in mind. This is not to give you a negative mindset. This is to give you a positive mindset. This is literally to instill the fire in you to be more determined in what you accomplish in this life outside of the dating market and how you should use your time and energy in the dating market and outside the dating market to ensure that you perform. I know a lot of guys in the dating market feel like they're going crazy when they're watching these dating gurus, right, giving them all this information, and then they'll apply it, and then they'll still not be going that many places, right? I see these dating gurus, they film themselves doing infield footage and they get rejected a lot, and they're like, oh, rejection is part of a game. You shouldn't normalize rejection, though. You really shouldn't normalize rejection. You really shouldn't be okay with getting rejected by every girl. What that should tell you is you simply need to put a lot more effort into literally everything that you have. And yes, you still might get rejected from time to time, even when you reach the highest version of themselves. Happens to every guy, right? But if it's happening a lot, that's underlying a bigger issue going on. Something you need to address, something you need to get determined to address, something that is a glaring thing. And a lot of these dating gurus are kind of doing you a disservice by not highlighting this basic necessity that you need to focus on, which is making something of yourself in this world and kind of improving all your aspects in your life before you enter the dating market, right? So it's something to keep